What up, YouTube? YouTube! What up? It's Tilt. If you know, you know. On this video, we're watching how Neuralink will break reality by the Tesla space. Let's get to it.
This is a brand new product just revealed by Mark Zuckerberg and Meta. It's a pair of fully holographic, augmented reality glasses. They call
Can't
it
wait, baby.
Orion. Mark's belief is that products like Orion, the Meta Quest, and the Apple Vision Pro will become the next major computing platform.
Ready Player
An
One.
evolution beyond the smartphone. And Zuck may be correct in his prediction, but let's be real here for a
Alright,
second.
Zuck.
Does anyone actually want to wear this thing on their face all day long? Sure, your
Already
weird
have
glasses
to.
can augment reality, that's cool and all, but let's talk about how we can alter reality. Break it, if you will. And that's a
Right.
project that Elon Musk has been working on for the past 8 years now. Of course, we are talking about Neuralink.
Hell
If
yeah.
augmented reality is the next evolution of the computer, then Neuralink is the final form, the omega, if you want to keep the ancient Greek references going. While Zuckerberg was out shilling his new glasses, Neuralink was busy securing approval for a new implant that will pipe computer vision directly into a person's brain. Blindsight was just classified by the Food and Drug Administration as a breakthrough device. This essentially means that it's been fast-tracked through the development and review process in order to get this device into human patients as fast as possible.
Hell
Elon Musk
yeah.
has said the Blindsight device from Neuralink will enable even those who have lost both eyes and their optic nerve to see. It
That's-
will even
that's
enable
so
those who have been
crazy.
blind from birth to see for the first time.
Mm.
To accomplish this, Neuralink will replace human eyes with small digital
Not that
cameras,
all of them would
much like
want to
those
see,
that Meta
but
is using in their augmented reality glasses. And then the difference comes in when Neuralink cuts a hole in the person's skull and sews a few dozen tiny wires into their brain. You won't find that
That's
on the Meta
crazy.
product roadmap.
no.
What Neuralink is doing here will be to create a wired connection directly into the visual cortex of the brain, which spans both left and right hemispheres. So really, there will need to be 2 holes in the person's head. Again, the process here is not so different from the Facebook glasses, where those employ miniature projectors to take digital code, convert that to electrical light energy, and overlay it on the lens as visual information. Neuralink will take digital information from the camera and convert that into an electrical signal that's transmitted into the brain, which will then be stimulated into displaying that camera feed into the patient's field of view. Now, that sounds a bit crazy, and it is, but we have to remember that our entire experience of the world is provided to us by input devices.
Exactly
The
right.
eyes, ears, finger, tongue, they're all just a big network of sensors that pipe electrical signals into the
Biomechanical,
semi-solid
baby.
biological computer that sits inside your skull. That's you, a gray, wrinkly lump plugged into a meat suit.
Hey.
And that's existentially a little bit terrifying, but we can either let that keep us up at night, or we can use our knowledge of science and biology to exploit the system, to hack the human experience,
Hell
to
yeah.
break reality
Let's do
as we
it.
know it. This is something that Meta cannot do. In an interview with Cleo Abrams, Zuckerberg admitted that haptic feedback is not possible with augmented reality. The glasses can show you any experience, but they can't help you feel it. Zuck also relented that smell is a critical component of an immersive experience, but would be an incredibly difficult challenge to bring to augmented reality. I'd even argue that these aspects are just straight up impossible to
Ask
ever
Willy
deliver
Wonka, he
with a
knew what was
wearable
up.
device. With a brain-computer interface,
Oh,
on
is
the
that the
other hand,
smell-o-vision?
there is no theoretical end to the possibilities. Now, let's take another quick reality break here. As fun as it is to harp on Zuck, although gotta admit his new haircut is a massive improvement towards looking like a real boy,
True.
easily the best decision he's made since the whole Facebook
And
thing.
his,
But
the way he dresses.
these Orion glasses are definitely one of the most insane products we've seen in a long time. They are very impressive, and they do exist in the real world, even if they also make you look like a dweeb. And I'm not exactly doubting Zuck's prediction that this kind of wearable augmented reality AI interface technology definitely could overtake the smartphone as our mobile computer system of choice. That could
I don't know
happen
about
within the
that,
next 10
but-
years. So Meta has a very powerful head start. They have time on their side. On the other hand, what Neuralink is doing with blindsight is still pretty far from being anything that will make for an impressive tech demo. Elon has even said this himself, and when Elon Musk is not being ludicrously optimistic about one of his own products, you know that this is real. Quote, "To set expectations correctly, the vision will be at first low resolution like Atari graphics, but eventually it has the potential to be better than natural vision and enable you to see in infrared, ultraviolet, or even radar
What the
wavelengths
fuck?
like
That's
Geordie the Fourth."
crazy.
And any kid who ever strapped a headband to their face and pretended to be Geordie knows how cool that would be. It's also
Oh my
important to
God.
remember that the Meta glasses are a toy, an incredibly expensive and innovative toy.
Imagine instead of
While
checking the
blindsight is
weather,
first and
you
foremost.
just instead of checking the weather, you just change your vision to like heat seeking, and you look out the window and see what color the heat is. Like, that's freaking crazy. You'll never get away from the cops either.
A medical device. I couldn't help but notice this reply under Elon's post by my fellow space YouTuber, the GOAT, Mr. Marcus House. He wrote, "This is my dream. With my legally blind son, I'd give anything to allow him to see clearly for the first time. Thanks to everyone involved in this project, a bright future hopefully awaits for all those out there with low or no vision." That's what actually matters, and hopefully that's what Neuralink can deliver for those people who need it. But if we wanted to shift gears back into optimistic mode, if dweeb glasses are the next big tech thing of the 2030s, then maybe we are looking at Neuralink as the next big thing, a technological revolution for the 2040s. Because, realistically, it's going to be hard enough to convince average people to wear these damn glasses on a daily basis. Imagine then selling the masses on 2 new holes in their head. My expectation is that after a decade of wearing the glasses, brain surgery will sound like a merciful relief, as long as you get to take the damn...
That's very true. I've been a disability worker for 3 years, and I work with some, people that are like quadriplegics and things like that. Some of which, got in like an accident in their teenage years, which then turned them quadriplegic. So they did have access to all of their limbs, and and for someone like that to get a Neuralink and to be able to use even just to use a computer, some of these people like only communicate through their eyes. And so there is technology where they can use their eyes and, maybe like a small clicker or something like that to use these computers, but it's just like so basic. If you were to have, or if they were to have like a Neuralink or something, it would just open the world to like a whole new possibility, which is just, yeah, you have no idea.
Things off. Neuralink is also a more sustainable option in the long term. By that I mean there is definitely a hard physical limitation on how small you can make this stuff, and I think we're already pretty close to hitting that wall. And smaller is great, but it usually means more expensive and more fragile as well.
They say, oh yeah, we're already pretty close to hitting the wall. Like the new quantum computer chips, if you saw that video of them like up against hair, which is like 0.06 millimeters, it like zooms in like 100 different times. So I'm pretty sure we could get a smaller. It would just be, not very cost effective.
Well, as someone who has spent a considerable amount of time wearing glasses, I know how easy it is to just accidentally damage or misplace a pair of glasses. Anyone who's ever sat on their frames.
True.
I'm trying to fathom what weather and temperature will do to these over years of ownership. At least you can put a phone in your pocket.
Over years of ownership? Who's had a phone for more than 3 years these days? Like, we're just always upgrading it anyway, so I don't think it would even get that old.
Put glasses in your pocket when you aren't using them. What are we all going to walk around with? Glasses hanging on neck straps like a bunch of librarians? Not that there's anything wrong with being a librarian, but you know what I mean. With Neuralink, the biggest investment is the surgery, but it's an automated surgery that's done by a robot. So it won't be cheap, but it shouldn't be outrageously expensive either. And now that
Well,
you've done it, the only thing you would ever want to upgrade would be the chip and the
it'd be
battery
cheap for
cell.
people that
They can
need
just
it.
pop that out and pop a new one in.
Cheap
That's
enough.
already been done with monkeys, although they do have to cut your skin flap and peel that back first, then sew it back down afterwards. So you probably want to keep the upgrades.
I was gonna say as long as you get anesthesia, but then again, I'm pretty sure in America that stuff costs so much. I heard about like healthcare people, insurance companies trying to like limit the exact amount of anesthesia they cover. Like that's nuts.
Cycles to a minimum, but it is an option. And the upside is that you can use this device anywhere at any time without anyone knowing that you have one. And in theory,
That'd
you
be
could
hilarious.
use the link to
Everyone's
interface
just in
with
their own little
any other
world.
device or technology. Everything would go straight from the computer to your brain, and from your brain to the computer. And if things keep going the way that they are right now, there's not going to be a computer in the world that isn't running on some class of artificial intelligence. Elon Musk has envisioned this AI interface working like a third layer of functionality in the human control center.
Please,
The primary
I'm down.
layer is your
I'm so
limbic
down.
system. This is kind of your base level behavioral instincts: food, sex, fight or flight responses, caring for babies, all of those deep-seated behaviors that are universal among pretty much every living thing on the planet. Primal stuff. The secondary layer is your cerebral cortex. That's the wrinkly
Okay.
outer layer of your brain that kind of works like your CPU. Your consciousness, thought, emotion, reasoning language, and memory all originate in this gray matter. Sometimes your limbic system overrides your conscious thought. Most times it's the other way around. The give and take keeps us alive and functional. And then the third layer, or your tertiary layer, is artificial intelligence. Elon thinks that there is room for optimism that this can all work out, given that the cortex is very intelligent, but the limbic system is
XAI?
not. Yet they work together in harmony, so perhaps there could be a tertiary layer where a digital
Damn, that would be
superintelligence lies
crazy.
that would be vastly more intelligent than the cortex, but still be able to coexist peacefully with the cortex and the limbic system. And at that point, what is real? If you can have a fully immersive sensory experience in virtual reality that you can taste, touch, smell, and feel, would that really be any different than something that happened in the real world? Is that already what we are experiencing right now? We just haven't fully
Do we need like
realized it yet. Do you
watermarks or
feel your
something?
own reality beginning to crumble and break just thinking about this stuff? Remember, you're not actually a human being. You're a gray, wrinkled lump of bioelectric tissue plugged into a meat suit. Or you could buy Zuckerberg's dorky glasses and be perfectly happy. That's
Oh my
cool
god.
too.
Oh my god. Alright guys, thank you for watching that one. That one was by Tesla Space, How Neuralink Will Break Reality. Some pretty bloody interesting stuff going on there, and I cannot wait to see more of it. Chuck the Tesla Space, subscribe. I've liked the video. Yeah, leave a comment down below what you think of what Tesla's doing, how Elon Musk is doing, if this will ever really happen, or is it all just, make believe? Let me know. Take it easy, guys. See ya.